Boys, we start with Ryan Huska yesterday. As we've talked about, here's a nice little anecdote about, him growing up and the power of the NHL. A dream coming true yesterday in many regards. Here's how he grew up thinking about the Calgary Flames.
Didn't know there was going to be some alumni here, so I'm going to go off my original plan for one quick story. Thank you guys in the back for being here. When I was 8 years old, our team, minor hockey team in Trail, won a contest to have breakfast with members of the Calgary Flames. And Colin Patterson and Joel Otto were the two guys that I got to at 8 years old have breakfast with. And something I've never forgotten. And then you spin it forward. We had a dad's trip a few years back, and Colin was on that trip telling jokes and just really made me aware of how strong and powerful the alumni of this team is. And it's something that I've never forgotten from 8 years old. And seeing these guys back here is a pretty cool thing.
Elsewhere, we heard this was interesting on systems, guys, and I want you to react to this. He sat down with the Flames in-house crew to talk about more X's and O's than we heard in the main press conference.
Volume and zone time that we worked on a lot over the last number of years, that's what wins. Now it's our job to find a way to create better quality chances, the same way as I'm saying we have to give up less quality chances on the other end of the ice. So we have to tweak things a touch to make sure that we're more committed to getting inside on the offense, making the connection between our forwards and D that much stronger. So our D-men have the trust and the ability to be more active and move around to create tougher coverage for teams to be able to play against us. And I think by us being able to do that, we're going to get a few more grade A chances. But the shot volume and zone time in particular is hugely important because you can wear teams down. And if you're always having the puck and making them have to try to defend you for most of the night, makes it difficult on them. So that's something that's still going to be there. It's just a matter of tweaking and finding a way to get a few more dangerous looks for our team as well.
So any thoughts on that, Dino? We kind of brushed over that earlier, the shot quality versus quantity at both ends.
He's had a very good seat for 5 years to see the mistakes and the great plays and all of that. I do trust that he sees it. It still comes down to that there's the want and desire that you need to get to that area that he's talking about. There's the smarts and all of that, because there was a lot of nights where, whether it was a power play or whatever, it was just little. It seemed like it was little things. Where it's like, God, Conroy had said, how did that guy get wide open? Or you had said, how are they giving up a breakaway? That it feels like that's by NHL level. That's fundamental stuff that you should have nailed down. I have no doubt that the guy knows his shit. He was a respected junior coach. He coached in the American League. He's been here. I think he has the know-how. It's now, can the players read it and react to it, put it into action?
Do we remember this isn't going to be his NHL coaching debut, guys, as a head coach. Do we remember his head coaching debut?
Yeah.
Daryl was coming through the 14-day protocols after they fired Jeff Ward. He wasn't eligible to get behind a bench in that crazy, 56-game Canadian division shitstorm of a season where they didn't trade Gio Rhett. And Ryan Huska went 0-1-1. I believe one of the ones was an overtime loss to the Ottawa Senators, if I'm correct.
You're bringing up such great memories today.
I know,
such fond memories.
And Dean, I because I'm an asshole and I argue with everyone with bad tone, you were wrong. He has played one game of the NHL with Chicago.
That's right.
So he's got 40 minutes on Kron there, I guess. Take shots at everyone while I'm going, right?
Like
Kron,
his name
innocent
hasn't
bystander.
been in this conversation. He hasn't been brought up in months, and you haul him out to just throw him right under the tire tracks.
Tonight's game 5 in Vegas, Florida, on the ropes. We wanted a good series. It's becoming difficult to see a long series here with Vegas on home ice. And to be fair, I think outplaying Florida for the vast majority of the series. Here's what we wonder about Florida as well. Will they be missing Matthew Tkachuk? Looks like there's been some extra skaters working pretty hard to get back in that lineup. And Dino, do we care? Is it curtains already? He missed a bunch of time before a couple late shifts, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he missed some time there, and he was out at the end of that game, but it looks like he's got one arm going. They've also got... They're banged up, and they're down in the series. It does feel like just respectfully let it end kind of a thing. It's in Vegas. Just let it come to an end. It's been a great run for Florida. It's too bad if it does go out with a bit of a whimper, but we have not had a ton of compelling hockey for about a month now. Round 3 was really kind of lopsided, even though Rod Brindamore would disagree. And there has been stretches where this has been close. Obviously, he had an overtime game in that, but by and large, Vegas has looked far more composed than the team to beat.
Okay, Senators have been sold. This is if I told you a couple of years ago that the Sens would sell for around $1 billion American, Dean.
Well, not even, right? We were doing this show. I remember sitting in the studios like, they're not going to get $1 billion for the Ottawa Senators. Like, well, you get a bidding war, and next thing you know. So
downtown land sitting there staring at you, waiting for a new rink.
Congrats to that guy.
The billionaire that owns 10% of the Habs that he'll now have to sell. So if the Sens are worth around $1 billion, we're just vaguely throwing numbers out there. What's his 10% of the Canadians worth?
Yeah,
$2 billion?
Evie Stevie.
No, it's not Evie Stevie, but
No?
we know the Habs are worth way more than Ottawa, right? Is the Habs now worth $2 billion? This is wild.
At least, right? Yeah.
Crazy. And then Jay Fresh had this lovely thought on the Senators sales process as well. How can they possibly survive without an epic celebrity tied to the team? That was a big thing early. Gary wanted Ryan Reynolds, then Snoop Dogg was there.
So this isn't the Weeknd? This isn't his group or Snoop?
This is not the LA superstar, famous movies, music people group.
I was really hoping for Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Well, the Kings and Ducks still have him, I guess. Then that's the good news. The Greater LA still has.
You know what we need to get is him from the All-Star game or the awards show, because we could play that now in full uncensored glory.
Could we find a clean version? Yeah, that's
I want the dirty version. That's what I'm saying. In our new environment, we can let the
Could we get a clean, no one's bleeped this yet? If we could find the original, RJ, we got a project for you.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
There you go.
And then finally, there was this from Mike Gold, who's an odd duck that works at Flames Nation. Phenomenal work covering.
Why is he an odd duck?
Because he tweets stuff like this. No one else would find this except Mike Gold. That Latvian legend Arturs Silovs, who of course got them their bronze medal beating the Americans at the World Championship, is now signing people's buttocks with a Sharpie. So there's we could have given you the photo, but you're welcome, Dean. We'll leave it at that.
If only we could all have such high levels of celebrity where we could be out and about and signing buttocks.
We will move to the NBA final. This how much did you watch last night? My one kid, I said, okay, if you brush your teeth, get your pajamas on, you come down and watch the end. You got to watch the final 30 seconds tick off, and then to watch Joker, operate as if he was returning library books, not winning a championship.
Saw on Twitter that it was completely lopsided.
How does that feel?
It's good. It's good. The job is done. We can go home now.
We can go now. It's over, right?
He really wants to go home. Did you see how many times he was referencing going home? They asked him, "Sorry, you ready for the parade?" He's like, "Oh, when's the parade? Thursday.
Oh, I can't go home till Friday.
I gotta go home. I just want to go home." I like that guy.
Yeah. Well, there's more from him because he looked pretty docile there, but he's still behind closed doors, even with cameras, was a little more fired up with the Canadian Jamal Murray here. Actually, we'll start with him celebrating. He's still subdued here.
So they weren't playing at a high efficiency level.
That's not how you win a championship and spray champagne. Come on.
Is it open? This is really a waste of beverage, guys. Why don't we just drink this stuff instead of spraying
we
it?
don't waste the champagne we drink.
It's very level-headed.
And then this with Jamal Murray, the Canadian, who was crying and had a phenomenal postseason again after coming back from big injuries earlier in his career. They had fun in the old pool. You think the 7-footers went in this one, Dean, or are you taking the other guy?
That was only ending one way.
Yeah. So Denver wins 5 games. Nice little run for Stan Kroenke, their owner. Of course, he owns the Colorado Avalanche and the LA Rams and SoFi Stadium and Arsenal. And yeah, he's a lot of money zillionaire.
Finally caught a break. That's nice.
Yeah,
I like to see that. Yeah.
Proud of him. We will move to the U.S. Open, where it's back to work for Nick Taylor. He, with a practice round with fellow Canucks Corey Connors, Mackenzie Hughes, and Taylor Pendrith today. Lots of Canucks in the field at the U.S. Open, Dean. L.A. Country Club. Fancy pants. You know what they've been doing there? Making it impossible for golf. Let's watch them drop this golf ball on the left side of the fairway, which is a bit of a hill. It's slanted a bit, Dean. So let's say your drive lands right there. Watch them go. That's across the fairway, not towards the hole, not towards the tee box. That's taking you through the fairway laterally, and it's going to end up in the rough.
That's good. Make those pricks work.
Yeah, maybe just turn the fairways into marble floors.
They're getting all this Saudi money now. Go get it.
Go earn it, boys. It is the U.S. Open. And
don't land in the fairway. Just go in the rough like the rest of us.
Seriously. Welcome. This is the tournament, the U.S. Open, where the scores start to look like golf that we've seen. Not like 9 under rolling in 72 footers, but like, I've done that out of the grass. Boy, that sucks. Oh, he's still in the trap. And oh, jeez.
Yeah, screw those
this
guys.
is humiliating the best. That's the U.S. Open's policy. Finally, a couple items for you. First off, what do we have here? Number 98. I'm trying to remember what we labeled this one. Oh, Alberta used to be great. Make it great again, Dean. What happened to all these epic water slides? Yesterday was hot. My kids were saying, what's the story with water slides? Look at this is on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you remember when there was epic water slides near Windsport there? Was it Wild Rapids, something like that?
Yeah, it's before
One
my
was in
Alberta
Red
time.
Deer.
There was Sylvan Lake had one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and it was
What are people? Why are we not doing these anymore? Did you not want to do this yesterday when it was plus 32 and you left your house?
Well, I think there is probably about 3 weeks of weather out of the 52 where you could use a water slide or a water park in Alberta. I just wonder if it's profitability more than anything else.
Yeah. Need that Andlauer to buy some water slides out here for us.
Yeah, come on,
let's
Dick.
go.
Maybe the new rink will have water slides in it.
That'd be
Talk
nice.
to Murray.
Yeah, lots of budget there, I guess. And finally, I don't know if this is Aussie Brad or not, because we knew we had Trigger the dog, but this is not a dog, but this is an Aussie, I believe. Let's go to the footage down under, mate.
Cute dinner dates. Oh, try it with the sauce, bro. Trust me, you'll like it.
I believe this is a possum, Dean.
Saucy.
Is that an opossum?
You like it? Yeah?
Or
Want
is
some
that
more?
some Aussie?
Cheese sauce.
It's not a koala.
Tasty.
Tasty.
Thank you.
Could be Aussie Brad. He sounds like he's in one.
Is that Trigger?
Hey, bro.
Is that?
You know what, man? I'm just showing everyone that
What's the
you're
name of his dog?
you're a fan of
Trigger,
the
yeah.
potato chips. You know?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
cheese on fries
That's-
if you have a possum as a pet.
I feel like that's got rabies for sure.
I was going to say, no double dipping with that guy. That's not
yeah,
going to
no
work.
double
well.
dipping. Gross. Yeah.
So that's your Pinder report. Did Rhett get called by the Flames? What's going on here?
I'm not sure. I have a good idea what happened, but
Too bad your internet cut out there.
yeah,
We could have used a mediator at one point, and you decided not to, and just oh, sorry. What's that, Dane? Are you there?
well, I'll explain to you in a moment. Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life, paying top dollar for your vehicle. They got $1 million to buy used vehicles and load up their lot. It's great news for everybody. Sell them your vehicle, you get a tropical cruise to 2. You go to Village Honda, they got the used cars. And if you're selling the cars, hey, a little cash in your pocket as well. VillageHonda.com, your dealership for life up in the Northwest Auto Mall.